Welcome back to another episode of Wild&Wingless. Here on episode 11, I've got myself double trouble tonight. I've got Ashleigh and Daniel Sayre. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, good to go. Ready to go.
Good to go. Ready to go. It was a very interesting one. Never done two people at once. I'm sort of a bit out of my league here. This is like something Wade would just smash. I just know. So, all right. So I'm going to sort of throw questions at you guys sort of separately, if you don't mind, at the start. But I'll start with you, Ashleigh. Can you just give us a brief racing history of how you got into the sport to get to wingless and where else you've done in racing?
Well, unlike most people, it was just me. My dad never raced. So I just started on my own. Dad sponsored cars. Started with, I think it was a Sam Walsh. I think he started sponsoring Sam Walsh years ago, and then
Really?
Carl Trofer sort of said to him, like, let's do our own deal. And then that started Aussie Racing, which was 07. And then I was nagging him, and then Mum turned around and said, just let her race. Stop sponsoring other people, let her race. So started karts in 2011. I think it was 2011. I started racing speedway karts.
Yep.
And wingless, and then now sprint cars.
Right. Okay. Geez. So when did you start in your wingless? When was that?
16, maybe?
16?
16, yeah.
Okay. And then, but then you dabbled in sprint cars, what, like 19-ish, weren't you? Sort of 18, 19?
Yeah, I think I did like a handful of shows just before Parramatta shut.
Yep.
And then finished when Eastern Creek opened. I think we finished the season in wingless, and then I did a handful, 10, 11 or whatever it was in the sprint car, yeah.
Right, okay. And then that's where you are today.
Yeah.
Now, that's a very brief one there. This one's going to be a little bit longer. Daniel, how was give us a brief one history on yourself? I mean,
yeah. So I got started pretty early. Dad always, Dad used to race HQs back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at Oran Park and Eastern Creek,
Yep.
Wakefield a lot. So I've been around it since I was pretty much born at a racetrack, basically. So I've been around it my whole life. Dad got me. Well, originally I wanted to race motocross and motorbikes when I was a kid, but Mum was never really going to let me go down the two-wheel avenue. So
smart mum. Yep.
The age of 7, started go-karts straight away, and years and years of go-karts and traveling and tracks. Basically just progressed through and then got to my 16th birthday.
Yep.
I debuted in a wingless car at Parramatta.
On the day?
On the day,
Really?
yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It all lined up there. And then, just lucky enough to progress through and take charge of a few opportunities that I've been given. And,
yep.
And sitting in the sprint car at the moment.
Yeah, right. And you also still come back and do dabble in the wingless.
Yeah, I mean, when I can, I always try and keep myself busy. So There's a car. We normally got a car sitting here somewhere that we can get back into and normally jump back in whenever I can, yeah.
I like how you say that with those two nicely pristine hot rods sitting behind you. That's really good. One thing I've just caught my eye is just the presentation you guys do is just second to none. So, going back to Ashleigh, in the 2019-2020 season, so we've only 3 seasons in, and you managed to capture the New South Wales Club Championship.
Yeah, I think 2019, I think it was the last one at Parramatta.
Yeah.
So, it was good.
I mean, because I was actually going through some of the, stats of how, sometimes we had, over 90 people on that point score. 90 people. You had even the top 30 were sort of regular runners, and I'm thinking, man, that's a good accomplishment. I think that's bloody excellent. Didn't take you long to get your head around what you were doing, and then you went from there. I do have a question. I sort of jumped across. Sorry, but Daniel, so you said your father raced HQs.
Yeah.
Did you race tar carts?
Yeah.
I have a feeling I have a feeling I bounced into you one time, maybe down at Wollongong or something like that. Maybe hanging around gearing. Gearing. I think I swear it was you. Look, I'm sorry, it just sort of dawned on me. I thought, I remember you as a little kid back in those days. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would have been right. Yeah.
So, all right. So, Ashleigh, you came from nothing but dirt.
Yeah.
And just gone through and just, yeah, as I said, like it's not just winning one club championship. You've won many races. You've been a podium contender many, many times over again. You're not just in it to make numbers. You are a genuine competitor.
Yeah.
But Dan, you sort of floated between the two, tar, dirt, and then it just went dirt, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. So I originally I just started on speedway karts and
Right.
done that
Okay.
for probably 4 years, I reckon.
Yep.
And I probably got to around 11, 12, 13, and that's where I sort of wanted to get over and do a little bit of tar stuff to try and progress some speedway racing. And
yep.
We done that for multiple years, basically leading up to me being 16. And we just sort of got to a stage where, you know, how competitive bitumen racing is and how expensive it is. So it sort of got to a stage where I was coming up to that age where I just had to make a decision. And speedway is what I grew up doing and it's what I love doing. So that's the avenue I went.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's quite interesting. I mean, yeah, wow, you've got a very level head at such 16 too to sort of make that decision. Now, I did find some photos way back when of like you guys were all together back then. Like, I swear I found some photos and like I think it was I could be wrong. It was either Daniel first, then Ashleigh. You guys were all standing next to your carts, by the way, but it was either Daniel or Luke. I can't remember. Then Ashleigh, then Daniel or Luke. Can't remember. Then little Andrew. And like I'm thinking, man, like this whole Aussie Forklift team has been going for many years, like over 10 years. Like this is insane. Like what brought you guys together? Like the whole Sayre and the Jack family. What was that? What happened there?
What was it? Gosford?
Yeah, so we're up at Gosford.
Yep.
Just I think it was a Saturday night race. And I think Leon and Ashleigh, they hadn't been in the go-kart sport too long. And yeah, I was racing pretty like fairly established in there at that time. And Leon actually came up to us and borrowed a carburetor.
Oh,
like a J Carby.
No way.
Which you can never say anymore because he doesn't borrow anything.
No,
that's I'm struggling to apprehend that. Like, wow.
Yeah, so no, he actually came up and borrowed a Carby, and then that was the first time we ever met him.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of him or didn't know who he was or Ashleigh at the time, and he borrowed a Carby, and Dad sort of went over and helped him out a little bit with a bit of setup and sort of got him going in the right direction a little bit, and then I don't really know what happened from there. We just sort of became really friendly and got along, and then it's sort of flourished into what it is now. It's kind of crazy about, you know, just borrowing a Carby leads to all this and what we have. So.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm going to say Leon is, well, I'm going to call him a smart man. He probably go, who's that bloke calling me? No, but like, if anything, because you came and worked for the family business, didn't you? Your brother came, the brother came and worked for the family. Leon's a smart man. He's gone and gotten all this labour for nothing, just over borrowing a Carby.
Yeah,
that's
Luke
awesome.
started first. Luke done his apprenticeship with Leon, and then I came across a little bit later. But he's doing all right.
Yeah, not too bad. I was there today actually. I thought, wow, it's just huge. All right, so some of the results you've done, Daniel. This isn't fair. So you can have moments where you have these big title events and all that sort of stuff, and people get the wins, but it doesn't necessarily mean the people who don't get the wins don't or aren't any good as the people who do win. Because I'm like looking and what was like you've sort of the most highlight you could say was a third place at a New South Wales title at Eastern Creek, but that's people don't understand. We've seen races where you come out and just put on clinics, you know, back in the day. Like I'm not saying even back in the day. This year we just had. You were nowhere in a wingless. When I say that, you were off doing your sprint car deal, and hats off to you guys. That team is just an absolute, you know, awesome team to watch. The presentation is second to none. But you come back to Eastern Creek, and you and your brother run second to Jason Bates, like one of the fastest guys getting around. So it's not like you don't have the speed. You got the speed. We know you got the talent. Look what you do in sprint cars, even. But So did you not ever sort of want to chase championships or stuff like that? It just never came your way.
It just never really worked out the way I wanted to. Like, really, I sort of when I made a start in wingless, it honestly wasn't that long. I mean, I think I won my second race out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you've been a podium contender since day
Yeah,
one. Like,
I reckon I only probably got 10 or 12 shows into sort of what a wingless career would be, and
yeah,
then I had the opportunity to go with Dennis Farr and do some sprint car racing and
right. Yep.
and do that full time. So I didn't really have the time in the category, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I sort of got cut kind of short and always sort of dabbled back in and done, like, I ran double duty, I reckon a season there. I done quite a lot of shooting. And then it just sort of got to a stage where if I wanted to have a fair crack at sprint car racing, and if that's the avenue I wanted to go, I sort of had to park the wingless and focus on it.
Yep.
So it just never really eventuated. I mean, I love the category. I love racing the cars.
Yep.
It just never really worked out that way.
Yeah, like I went back through some records to try and, I like doing this where I get to sit down and talk to you guys, all different people from wingless. And it's amazing, like, as I said, we haven't had much to do with each other over the years, mostly because I've always just tried to keep to myself, and we sort of kept away. And then the last few years we got a bit more involved with everybody and talking. But when I went back through the stats, I'm like, he's got a whole bunch of wins here. I think, where are the? It's that's there's so many people like that in the sport who get so many wins, but doesn't mean they're. But yeah, so you were doing double duties. All right. So here's a question for you, because I often ask these questions, and I'm curious. So you're racing sprint cars and wingless on the same night.
Yeah.
Was that a hard thing to do to change? Because first of all, you're trying to learn how to race a sprint car competitively. You're not just hopping in and go, oh, I'm turning left or whatever. You actually are attempting to run competitively. Was it very difficult to try and bounce between the two?
At times, I think the biggest thing I found was going from the sprint car back to the wingless.
Yep.
Was kind of, it was fairly easy. Just in the matter of, being out on the track, I knew that what the track conditions were, and everything's a bit slower in a wingless, right?
Yep.
By no means are they easy to drive, but everything sort of slows down, right? But going back to a sprint car, the wingless just teaches you so many bad habits.
Really?
And just messes your entry points up, and with a wing, one little bobble on a steering wheel kills you a couple of tenths a lap, and
Yep.
And that was the biggest drama I found. Normally at Parramatta at the time, we'd go and hot lap the sprint car. I'd come back, and then they'd put the first round of wingless heats out. So you go and do a heat race in the wingless, and then you only had a 2-lap time trial after that in the sprint car, and
Oh wow, yeah.
can't miss up any of those laps, So going back from the wingless to the sprint car really hurt me.
Yep.
But going from the sprint car back to the wingless, I was okay with.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, going by again the results, but even when you were starting out, you weren't sort of one of these people who were at the back of the B. Like, you were always progressing. I think that's something that I couldn't go back to find your karting stuff, but I remember we had many knocks to the head. But I do recall one time me and you had a quick little chat at the pro kart down there in Wollongong. But you were always a very fast kid, and you were always sort of determined. So, but over the time, like, I was looking at some of the results going back on the sprint cars, you were progressing quite quickly. And then the last few outings in Sydney, man, you're up there with the big boys. You're knocking on the door, you're making noise, and it's. But then saying that, like, then a couple of weeks later, or whatever it was, months, I don't know, but you come back to wingless, and in that beautiful car you put together, and you run second with one of the country's best, and I'm just thinking, like, far out, like, does that mean the caliber of some of our wingless drivers are as good as nearly what the sprint car drivers are? I'm not trying to say better, I'm just saying as good or almost, but yeah, it's good to see you as that yardstick, I guess. So what do you think our level of competition in wingless is?
At the moment, it's extremely high. I think the categories probably at the moment is probably in the best it's been in a while. I know there's other stuff going on with motors and tires and etc., but driving wise and everything from presentation to how everyone's cars are performing and are reliable now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably the best it's ever been. And I mean, competition-wise, there's some of the best drivers in the country racing wingless cars, and they're doing it for a reason, So
okay,
yeah.
oh, that's awesome. Question for you, Ashleigh. Sorry, wasn't forgetting about you. So you've also dabbled between the two, right? Quite well. Like it's no slouch there. What without sort of, and this, hopefully I get a different answer. But what did you find? Hopefully I get a different answer. But what did you find between the two? Was there anything you were able to take across or bring back?
I never did double duties. Like I would never. Like that's a lot to do.
Not even if you got the opportunity. Let's say Daniel, I know, gets a paper cut tomorrow, and he's like, "Oh, help me out, run double duties." You wouldn't do it?
Nah, I don't think I could. I haven't been in the car for a year now, so I don't think I'd be fit enough to do it. Like,
fair enough.
It'd be crazy, but I'm still learning it too in the sprint car. So, yeah, I had to completely change my driving style from a wingless sprint car. So, for the times that I did race sprint car, like a Parramatta, and I'd race the sprint car one week and then do the wingless the next, it took me a bit to get back into both because I drive both differently in a way. So, yeah, so I kind of went down, just said, righto, let's just do sprint cars. I was like, okay.
You're right,
not that
okay.
I after that very much, but yeah.
Yeah, right. So are you, I mean, because I heard rumours that you were talking about coming back. Are you going to come back to wingless, and have a play every now and then, or is that off the tables?
Yeah, well, we've got the car here, so I guess it'll probably just be like well, I'm a lot shorter than the second. It's a bit of a modification to get me back in that. Well, they stripped my car. My wingless was fine, and now it's this one for the 6 foot tall people. So all my stuff is gone on the bare chassis. But
I've just created a whole bunch of domestic bliss between you two. This is great. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, the whole foot difference doesn't really benefit. So.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Well, I do hope to see you back in a wingless again because we love having you back, and it's good to see you guys going. Now this is going to be a question about exactly what's behind you guys, the Aussie Forklift deal. So I know we started off on it before with your father, but the deal with him, it's just stretched so far. Well, I'm from the outside looking in, and I remember just seeing the Aussie Forklifts everywhere. But he has literally supported people from, kart clubs to car racing clubs like your wingless. He's supported sprint cars. Yeah. Like there's nothing that man doesn't do. But then he's going to shoot me, and that's fine. I don't mind dying. But he likes to put on this tough exterior. But he's just a giver. He's a big cuddly giver. Like he's so awesome for our sport. And I guess with what he's done with helping the drivers throughout the years, like as we said, like Linnigan was a driver. Abbott was another driver for him. Is that what sort of got you two with the same sort of thing? You want to help give back to the community of racing with your whole 1.6? What's the story with 1.6?
You can take that one.
Yeah, so 1.6 was honestly, it was a bit of a COVID project at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. We sort of, me and Luke and Ash were sort of sitting around my mum and dad's place and started looking at some stuff online and obviously went, knee deep in race car stuff here. So we sort of just came up with the idea that maybe we could, I don't know, start a business out of it, during COVID times and do it for the benefit of, the racer really. Try and get some costs down and try and, we sort of seen the way that the category was going in the way that, everyone's gear is so good.
Yeah.
If we can sort of chip into the market a little bit with quality products at a good rate, we sort of just seen an opening there as to something there we could jump onto.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys nailed it there. The cars have gone from these cars we used to buy off the sprint cars, drivers that got trashed and destroyed, to making homemade parts and turning down bolts and stuff ourselves, to we are buying off the shelf same componentry that you'd be putting Dan onto your, or even Ash onto your sprint cars. Like it's top notch stuff. So when you guys started into that, I guess because I've watched that page grow, your web page I'm talking about, 16industries.com.au. I've watched it grow to the point where it started off very small. So you sort of start off doing a bit of like injector cleaning because, God, man, those wingless cars and their injectors, jeez.
Yeah.
Then you started supplying the injectors and stuff. And you had a nice little product range, but it's just gotten bigger and bigger. Now you guys are doing like a lot of triple X componentry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually off topic here, but you guys did a garage sale, I don't know, a couple of years back or whatever it was. You got rid of all your Maxims, so that means you've now swapped everything over to triple X.
Yeah, pretty much all the way there. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, sorry, because I just remember that. I thought I remember seeing a whole bunch of Maxims go. What who made that call? If you don't mind me asking.
Sort of a call. I guess me.
Yeah.
Sort of. I guess it's a bit selfish, but in a way, it's just to benefit my own sort of.
No, because
my own deal.
This is things to know. What? Tell me, what's the difference between a triple X and a Maxim? Because you weren't driving around in just no slug cars. You had good cars all the time. So.
Yeah. Problem is for me, I'm 6'3" and I don't fit in a lot of cars. So we had we brought a couple of like sort of Big Macs, tall cage Maxims, and we had three. We had two of them at the time, two sister cars.
Yep.
And I just, for the life of me, couldn't get them to work. And I persisted with it for 2 or 3 years, and
Really?
and I just couldn't get them to work. So for the price of what the triple X's were at the time, we're like, okay, Brad Hilder's bringing in some tall cage triple X cars.
Yep.
Let's just get one and try it. Like, we're at the stage where I was nearly ready to give it up, to be honest. I was just doing my head in. So
glad you didn't. Yeah, wow.
For the sake of whatever a new frame costs us here, we'll just bite the bullet and do it, and look back. So we just adding to the fleet now. We just got a new one the other day. So
really,
just keep turning up now, and
Brad Hilder's just like, send them.
Yeah, we'll just keep turning them up, and hopefully we make them go fast.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so because that's one thing I did notice in the product range was a whole bunch of triple X, and I thought they ran Maxims, and then I went and had a look, and they're all these Maxims. Mind you, they're all great cars, like nothing wrong with them for sale. And I thought, what's he learned about these triple X? I don't know about, because we were running a Maxim, so I thought Maxims were good. But I was just curious to find what drivers like when they make that switch, because normally it's never a financial thing. It's always, I'm just going to have a crack, and it works out better for me. So yeah, that's good. All right, so you've gone 1.6. It started to take off because you guys have gotten the product ranges. So many things. You've got your tie bolts, front ends, rear ends. You've got sprint car componentry, wingless componentry. Then if that's not enough for you guys to juggle, you're like, hey, let's do sublimation shirts as well. Like, why not? And also, you guys are doing race suits.
Yeah.
So you just wanted basically like almost a one-stop shop for any team just to come, buy parts, get some race shirts, suit.
Yeah.
Ideally. Sounds
good. I mean, basically, it's more.
It's good. Come on, Ash. You already thought about this. You're not silly.
I mean, basically, we just we're not here to blow the market out or try and stand on anyone's toes or anything like that. We just sort of got our own little niche thing going on, and it's basically for the benefit of the racer. We're not here to make $1 million. Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really take anything out of the company at all. It all just goes straight back into it, and turn over with new stock and new items to add. So basically, we're just trying to give back a little bit, I guess, and and have some fun along the way.
Yeah, right. No, that's good, man. I quite like it when I see people sort of exactly what you said. You guys, man, honestly, you guys have got the budget, thanks to Leon, to just have a in-house deal where you guys don't do nothing, but you've actually turned around and gone, right, what are components we need sometimes? Let's offer this to our people. You guys are easily located in the sort of northwestish of Sydney, there in Kings Park. So that's good. That's very easy for people to get to. And I've spoken to many people before I made the call out to you guys to get you guys on the show about your supply of service and stuff. Everyone speaks very highly of you guys. So I thought, right, I do this show a lot for me personally, but also people tell me. But I thought, man, I've never spoken to these guys. I want to hear it from their own words what they think about the thing. The fact you guys still put money in. So for like, 3 years or so, we've been sponsored. When I say we Wild&Wingless New South Wales have been sponsored by 16 Industries, which I think's amazing. Like, you guys just keep helping, and we keep seeing the Aussie Forklift name floating around our club too. So it's great that you guys keep sort of supporting us, and I just hope the members out there are all supporting you in return. I know you guys brought in a tool there, which was a torsion bar tester, and this is where I owe Dan money.
Yeah.
And we bought a whole bunch of torsion bars, and they had no markings on them. I'm like, what do I do? And then, lo and behold, see a post on Facebook there from 16, got a torsion bar tester. Sweet. So anyone out there, you find torsion bars somewhere, give them to Dan. He'll tell you what they are. Easy. And it's cheap. It's cheaper than having a guess.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine if we had guesses on bars?
Yeah, I know. It's scary.
That would be scary.
Yeah.
All right, so again, not just having that, already we've got a pretty busy life, because you guys are quite young too, you know what I mean? You should be out there partying and living it up. But oh no, we want to go racing constantly and have a small business and work for Mr. Leon Jack, who's a great guy, by the way. Nice seeing you, Leon. Don't kill me. But then you guys go and do your own clothing line. Like, again, tell me the story about White Open.
What are they?
You guys knew I was asking these questions.
I don't know. I don't really remember how this started.
I don't really know either. We were just.
Ash has always said to me from, sort of the minute we got together, really, that she wanted to do it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fun.
She always used to send me shirts.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, Daniel. What did you say, Ash? It would be fun.
It would be fun.
Are we eating our words, or is it fun?
No, I like it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, good.
Yeah, so like from the moment when we got together, she sort of always said, I want to do like a clothing business or something like that. And she used to always send me designs and whip stuff up and show me. And I was like, oh, yeah. I sort of probably put it off long enough.
oh, wow. Jeez.
We had enough going on, I thought, at the time. And
yep.
She sort of turned around to me one day and said, no, I think we should do it. And I was like, oh, if you really want to do it, we'll do it. So like everything we do, just 100 mile an hour, just
send it.
Basically send it, like if it's going to work, it's going to work. If not, it is what it is,
Have a whole bunch of shirts. So.
Well, I remember when as I was telling you the story about it first, I had no idea what it was, and I saw it, and with my last name being Williams, I can see my little logo there. I sat back and thought, geez, who thought of that awesome logo? And then it wasn't until like the next day on Facebook, because after Sunday morning when you wake up in a comatose state of mind after a long night at the track, I saw it and I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And then I saw it obviously over your cars. Some other people had it over their cars. You started seeing it sort of grow through the Sydney community, I'll say.
Yep.
And that was really good to grasp. And then probably where I fell in love with what you guys did was more of a marketing strategy than anything else. And I hope you guys really got something out of it, because I know the competitors loved it. And that is what have I done? 11 shows now of this podcast. And for probably, 11 shows I've mentioned Wide Open Clothing. Sorry, pardon me. If sales are dropping, it's my fault. But what you guys did at the Australian title this year for Wingless, like far out, man, like these hats, and they weren't cheap and nasty hats. They were top quality hats, and to give them to the winners and stuff, I just thought that was absolutely amazing. Hats. Whose idea was that, actually? Let's see who's got Ashleigh.
Yeah.
Well done. That was, oh, wow. Okay. How did that come up?
Oh, this is...
No, we don't talk about it?
Well, no, we've seen it around, and then we did the merch and stuff for the title.
Yep.
And then we just said, like, let's just, obviously the best way to get your product out there is to obviously get it out there. So why not give out, I think it was 36 hats.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
36 hats, yeah.
Wow. I think by the time all the heat, there was 20-something heat races.
So the heat races, and then the 3.
And then the podium getters on both nights got a hat as well, so...
Hang on, so who got the most hats? Was it probably Jolly, eh? It was like Jolly, Luke Wheels, something like that.
Like Mocky.
Yeah, Kyle, who got a few.
Like Mocky was annoying me because
he kept eyeing the craps. He was like, I want to change it.
We're playing next to Mocky, and like he comes back, I've got another one of your hats, It's like, it cost me a fortune. But no, I think between Jolly and Wheelie, Todd gets enough hats anyway. He got a couple more.
Actually, he was trying to get me to put in his code too. So It's like, make sure you put in my code. Make sure you put. I said, dude, I'm going to the shop. He goes, just say my code when you're there. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah.
I got. I think it was 30-something hats.
30-something hats. Yeah.
Wow. Ash goes, oh, this is what we're going to do. Can you pack some hats and put them in a separate box for me just before we're leaving to go up there? And this is cha-ching, cha-ching. But
we didn't sell those.
But I think it worked. Like, I mean, I've heard you speak about it a few times, and
I think we had three. There was 3 people in a row on your show.
Yeah, it started off with Jacob Jolly.
Yeah.
It moved, and he said he wore it because I spoke about it beforehand. Hobson, it stuck on his head when he's not wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. After him was Ray Egan's maybe, and then I think I got, what was John Egan wearing? I don't think he was wearing one, but then someone else brought it back. But then actually Ryan Furler, he wore one.
Yeah.
I did like the one he was wearing.
Yeah.
And then Tyson Martin let me down by wearing another one. But anyway, we won't talk about that. Still love you, Tyson, but it's all good. So you guys are really heavily involved in promoting not only your products but help promote the wingless category. And this is just, two. I'm going to call you kids. You're younger than me. 2 kids from, sort of Western Sydney in a sense, and you can be doing anything you want, but you're like, hey, let's just keep pushing this division because, as you said, Dan, you like coming back to it. And now we've got this whole deal coming on for this season called the Wide Open Wingless Series, the WOW Series.
Yeah.
And every day we get these drivers announced, and you get the contracts and all the rest. And you guys are the naming rights sponsors for that. I don't like to use sponsors, partners, naming rights partners. Yeah. There's a partnership built, not a sponsor. It's partners, and that sounds like it's going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That's going to be nuts. Like, what are your thoughts about on going forward with this WOW series?
I'm really excited for it. I think, when Batesy and the promoters and the promotion of the WOW series originally came to us with the idea, we sort of we didn't even really talk about it, to be honest. It was just
we want to be a part of it.
We want to be a part of it. Like the idea, like the concept, and
and
I think for years, I think since the Super Series, there really hasn't been more series as such.
Well, okay. Before, I do remember that Super Series. That was like the 2019-2020 season from memory.
Yeah.
I thought that was great for the wingless community, the wingless division. It went. I made a comment the other day about how great it was, and someone said, "Oh, Bill's only on the East Coast." All right, sorry, pardon me. Apologies, but I went Queensland, New South Wales, and Murray Bridge, and I thought that was really good. That series. I spoke with Brett Island about it, and he was wrapped because when it sort of ran down there, he brought the American in or whatever he did. I don't know. And but he was all gun ho, and then you're right, nothing happened after that. But it was like before that we had nothing, did we? Or did we have something that went across states?
Not for the.
I don't really remember. No, I don't
No?
think so. I think everyone sort of just stuck to their own sort of thing, and then
Right. So it was that Super Series that started it. We got a taste of it. We wanted something more.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. This thing's going to be insane.
I think the category's sort of been crying out for quite a while now. I think since the Super Series sort of finished up, but I like the avenue in which they're trying to attack it, more promotion, and just trying to really raise the bar on professionalism.
Yeah.
Obviously I've got a bit to do in the sprint car thing now, and obviously no World Series. I think everyone's crying out for a World Series or someone like that. So I think it's massive for wingless that they're going to get back there first and set a national series up with only room to expand. Really, I mean, the more people get behind this deal, there's more info being sort of leaked out.
Yeah,
as we go. But I think the more people support this thing, I think it's only going to blow up, honestly.
Yeah.
And
well, they had a fair few. I think it was over like 40.
Over
maybe
40.
I think it was a fair few people that did like the expression of interest. Obviously, it's only the first time that they've done it, so they could only take 20 cars or whatever it was. But wingless is such a big division, it's huge. So I don't think it's not going to be. I don't think this is just going to be a one-off. I think this will be around for quite a while, and I think it's like Dan said, it's only going to get bigger, and it's cool to be a part of.
Yeah, right. Well, I have spoken Yeah, doing this show here sort of helps me sort of get out and talk to people and all the rest. But I've spoken to a few drivers who were open to me who told me they didn't get an invitation.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So what are you planning on doing for the season? They're like, man, we're doing the WoW series. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we're going to be the posse. We're going to go hunt them down. We're going to chase them. We're going to go. And I'm thinking, this I did not even think that you'd get people in that regard. But it's almost like they didn't take not receiving the golden ticket as a negative. They took it as a positive to say, right, next year, I'm here. I deserve my spot. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's pretty cool. Tyson got one of the tickets. He got his contract today. I had a quick look over it, and all I'm going to say is there's a lot of rumors out there, and all I can say to people is don't listen to those rumors. Wait till we hear it from the people themselves, because if you listen to the rumors, it would almost turn you off wanting to be a part of it. I've seen the paperwork now, and I'm like, yeah, they've made it work. They've made it work. Like all the questions you had, it makes it work. It makes it understandable. But at the end of the day, I guess I'm looking at it from an outside, sort of, I'm not the driver. I just sort of own the equipment. But you know what the WoW series is, don't you? It's really 5 Australian titles in 1 year. That's what it is. Like, when you nut it down, you've got 20 of the best, plus you're going to have these, whether you get 10 or so ring-ins that are going to be in the posse chasing it down. It's 5 Australian titles in 1 year.
Yeah.
That is insane. Can you just, like, we're talking the best of the best just at every one of these tracks, and you've got 2 heats. It was like Pilger or something like that, 2 heats to get in and get it done. And I'm thinking, man. And then I sort of made some phone calls and I've sort of asked some questions. People are like, oh, yeah, they're building a new car for that. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, no, they're not just, so that last year car is going to be their spare. I'm like, wait, what? So I spent all afternoon on Facebook Marketplace looking for another Triple X chassis. So I'm thinking, God, here we go. Like, if that's the level we're talking. So can you imagine if we go that level, plus you got Wade Andrew involved, the promoting side of it's going to be out of this world. What you guys do on your promoting side for your clothing line as well as your parts, it's just, man, are you guys going to be able to attend any of these races, like, at all? Like,
we were just talking about it before. I think, I think we'll be at all of them, to be honest.
Well, obviously we'll be at Eastern Creek.
Definitely the Sydney one. We'll be at Toowoomba. I mean, I think we're pretty well going to be at all of them. So
obviously it just depends, because obviously we are racers ourselves.
Yeah.
It clashes with our sort of calendar at Eastern Creek.
Yep.
But I think the first 2 were okay. I didn't really.
Yeah, no, I think I sort of looked at our schedule. I don't think we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's good how I believe all the clubs have gotten involved with this to ensure no championship rounds clash with the WoW series. So if you do want to have this bunch of posse that come after, which I love that idea. Like, you think about the Pennsylvania posse and you think, what would you have been, right? Just think about it. Back in the day when you're playing the, World of Outlaws, what is it, 2002, whatever it is, on PlayStation 2, and you're part of the Outlaws, or would you ever wanted to be one of the posse guys? You know what I mean? Like, and we're going to see that in Wingless, you know what I mean? We've got our contracted, like, heroes here, and you're going to get the posse chasing them. And I'm thinking, man, this could technically, like, this has all the ingredients to be an absolute ripper series. As you said, go on for many years.
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm going to go and say it now, I don't think we're going to get, like, repeat winners. Like,
I don't think so, no.
Well, we think about it. There's what, 20 contractor drivers. We don't know. Obviously, we find just because we're sponsoring or partners or whatever, we don't know who gets in and who doesn't. So, you got 20 contractor drivers, but you've got, like, Eastern Creek gets 30 to 40 winglesses on a good night. So you've got, what do they call it? Local track heroes or whatever it is. So, whoever didn't get it at Eastern Creek, that's no, like, that doesn't say that you're not good enough or whatever. No. Like, you can get an underdog. Let's call him underdog.
And that's one of the guys I spoke to today. He's coming on for an episode next week, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to be wearing your shirt, because that's the underdog story. Like, as much as I want to be a part of it and I want Tyson to do well, I'm looking at who we've got in there, same name so far.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, this thing, you're not going to see repeat winners. You're going to see racing like no tomorrow. I'm hoping the tracks put on good tracks for us to see like 2-3 lane wide racing.
Yeah.
But I wish I knew, and I wish you guys knew too, because I'd love to see an Aussie forklift car in the field, but we don't know until we know. So, and I mean, if all you guys are doing your sprint cars, who is there? But it's I'm just very thankful. So I don't know if you get told thank you a lot, but coming from one car owner, club member, whatever you want to call it, I appreciate everything you guys have done.
Thank you.
With your store, buddy, are you guys going to keep on updating your inventory of parts and move more? Are you guys going to be looking at, like, I don't know, you guys do front beams at the moment?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, we've got a stock of we stock a lot of Brad Hilda parts as well. So we've got Triple X. Brad Hilda.
I didn't know. Wait, is that on your website? Is it on your website?
I don't think it's on the
No,
website.
it's
Thank God. Thank
The
God.
flash cars, like you can't.
It's just
You
hard with
can't freight
postage and
those.
stuff like that.
No, that's fair enough. Yes, you can't freight those.
Yeah, so we probably should add them on there anyway. But yeah,
I love pictures, so I'm always on website looking at pictures. I love pictures. So, all right, okay. So you got front end. So that means you probably got, if you're doing all that stuff, you got panels too, yeah?
not panels.
Not panels? Not yet. Soon they'll get panels, guys. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, we're trying to add. As I said, we sort of haven't. We sunk some money in to start with, but it's sort of just self-progressing itself. So we just keep rolling back into it, and that's what keeps it afloat, really. So, I mean, the more we sell, the more range we end up with, basically, at the end of the day. So,
And one thing I do like what you guys sell is the setup books.
Yep.
I've bought them from you guys. I'm going to let you know now. I got a faulty one. It didn't have your setups in there, so I will order another one. But I'm expecting some setups, okay? And your stickers, man. Like the stickers you guys have for the toolbox, far out. It's crazy when you think it sounds stupid, but it's it just makes things a lot neater and stuff like that. So, you guys really have thought about a lot of things, eh? Like,
old mate over here has like some of the worst OCD. So.
Oh, is that where it was from?
Yeah.
Really?
I'd show you. I can't really. The internet will probably drop if I take you around the shed. But everything here is just labeled. Like we have a drawer here for cutlery when we have a barbecue. Like it's
wow. Yeah. See, I'd expect someone who got knocked in the head a few times to be asking for that. But geez, all right, Dan. No, I like your style. You got to set the standard. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, everything's got to have a place.
All right. So Dan, you're going to be racing the sprint car this season.
Yep.
Will we see you back in your? What do you call it? Do you call it grey and black?
Yeah.
Grey and black wingless. Is that it? I can see. Yep, I can just see it.
Back there.
I'm not sure this year. We'll just see what happens.
Yep.
Little brother Andrew's going to start the year in that.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, cool.
He'll be back making a start in that one this year, so it'd be good to have him back racing and back in a car.
Well, that's terrible for the rest of us. If anyone's seen any of these Sayre boys racing, I'm going to tell you something now. Andrew it's almost like pure talent. He's just incredible. Wow. Okay.
He's pretty cool. I've always said that. So about the three of us kids, he's the one really. So if he just applies some effort into what he does, like he's hopefully, we can get him rolling pretty good. He's going to start the year.
Nice.
And Luke recently just had a child, so he was still going to park up this year. But I spoke to him on the phone today, and he reckons he's coming back. And
he's coming back.
He's going to do Sydney this year. So he's doing a John Farnham.
John Farnham. No, that's all good.
I mean, the kid's retired 3 times, and he's 24. So he's
awesome. I haven't had much to do with him, but I didn't get stuck with him. He got stuck with me up at Toowoomba there for I think the state title weekend.
Yeah,
and man, he is awesome. Like I was like, dude had me in stitches constantly. Just the character he is. So that's I'm glad to see him back. What about you, Ashleigh? You going to be hopping back in a car?
Yeah, we'll dust her off. We'll get it back out.
Nice, dust it off. So you better get dusting there, Dan. So
yeah, that's old man's job.
Yeah,
I mean, we know who time quicker than the other, don't we?
Yeah. It was a sad day, but
it wasn't just 1, 2, by the way. Can I just clarify?
Yeah.
It was more than 1. But anyway,
see what happens. Season, it's a lot of work, really. But if she wants to get back in,
all right. Guys, look, I really appreciate you giving me the time. I say this to everyone, I'm gonna try and jump on you guys throughout the course of the season just to touch in, see how you guys are going. Yep. I do hope yeah, like we hear some great things coming from the Aussie Forklifts team, 1-6 and all the rest wide open. Nothing but love for you guys. But I do have one question. So someone found out today that I was having you on. This is a question for Dan.
Yeah.
And this is no hate towards anyone. For those who don't know, we had a race at the end of the season in Wingless, and past powder coating, Ray Sansel, great guy, put up some money on the line, on the nose to the winner. Jason Bates won that race.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much he took. It was a nice payday. It was like $3,500 or something.
Yeah, not bad.
Behind that car, he was driving the N10 because you were driving the 41 or something, and then your brother was driving the 58.
Yeah.
Okay, question is, why didn't you and your brother organise some sort of deal to take out Bates and split the money? We just don't understand. Like, you got two brothers behind Bates. I know it's a non-contact sport. No disrespect, Bates. Jason, please put the knife down. Don't come and correct me. Why didn't you, like, everyone's like, surely they're going to do something. But nothing. We're like, oh, maybe they didn't know it was last lap. But anyway.
I didn't even really think about that, to be honest.
Oh, there you go. I'm the sinister one. Dan's an honest guy. There you go. That's all you need to know.
Nah, I wouldn't do that to Bates anyway. I love Bates.
Oh, jeez. I'm thinking, man, $3,500 on the line. Love you, Bates. But, geez, I'm taking that money. I'm taking that money. No, that's good. That's good. Well, guys, hey, thank you very much. I normally let people sort of give a bit of a shout out to those who help them with their racing. I still want to give the same opportunity to you guys. So please, can you guys give a bit of a love to the guys that help you get down the highway, do what you guys do? Let's see who knows how to do their PR work.
Now, obviously, Leon and Aussie Forklifts, massive part. Well, he's the sole operation of this deal, you know. So everything he's done, and then all our partners on board, Last of Forklifts, Wide Open Clothing, 1-6 Industries, Ray, Past Powder Coating. You know, like
The
pretty
guy that
slept
led.
on how much Ray does for our sport, I think, as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's massive, and he's always really looked after us. Atlantic Oils, CNS Engineering, Endeavour Liquid Waste.
Yep.
And Lukey's business, LS Fabrication.
He does some good work. Yeah.
Some really cool work, and support him where we can, because he's the same, you know, wanting to give back, and he helps us out and helps the club out as well. So that's pretty cool. And I mean, we're just, I guess, thankful to everyone that, you know, supports us as well. All the members, the communities, the clubs, you know, everyone has been behind us since, you know, we incepted these businesses of ours. So, we're really grateful for everyone that supports us as well.
Yeah, awesome. No, well, look, guys, thank you again. Anyone who sees the Sayre family, Jack family at the track, you guys normally have your truck now. I've seen your truck at Lismore. That's going to be hanging around the track more with your merchandise in it and store products.
Yeah, we're gonna try to. We'll speak to the guys at Sydney International Speedway and see what we can do. And
All right. Well, if you see it around the track, please go have a look at it. It's state of the art. It's fantastic inside. But yeah, they've got all their products as well. So don't be a stranger to them. You've now heard from them. They're awesome people, just like us. So give them a bit of a like, jump on their pages, and show them some love. But yeah, thanks very much, guys.
thank you.
For everyone else, thanks very much for tuning in. This is episode 11. I still cannot believe I went past episode 1. Me and Blido still laugh about it to this day that we can't believe it happened. Stay tuned, and we'll have another one to you shortly. Till then, I'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.